the whole idea of the meridians, like how does that factor into it with you? Like what do you hang on this idea of like meridians in the body?
Yeah. So I'll talk about how I came to know them, right?
Yeah,
So I was playing football and walked into the supplement shop looking for my next pro hormone.
Oh, that's right. I interrupted you right there.
Oh, good, bro. Well, we came back circle. We came back here.
There we go.
Like we needed to. So 230 pound, 5'3" dude in there, just jacked. And I'm like, hey, what pro hormones do you have? And he looks at me, he's like, he's very like Zen type of dude. And he's like, why do you want it? And I was like, I'm trying to get on the football field. Like, what else could I do? I'm a meathead. Like, I need to get stronger. It's the only thing I can do. And then he's like, how do you feel? Like, how do I feel? Like, this is me, 18 years old, atheist, don't believe in anything, biggest skeptic you're ever gonna meet in your life. And he's like, I want you to try this exercise. And he has me just look off into the peripheries of my eyes.
How long had you known this guy by then?
Literally meeting him. And he just starts going in on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he was trying to have sex with you or anything?
Well, we can get into that. No, just kidding.
It's just an odd thing to go right into meridians. How do you feel? Whoa, trying to get jacked.
Yeah, well, he's just that type of dude. So I call him like a sensei now because I've known him
Oh, you know him still? Okay,
yeah,
good.
no. So I'm still...
So he's just a weird guy.
He's a weird guy, super weird guy.
A lot of guys would have their hackles up though. Like, what? How do I feel? Like,
100%. Oh, no, first I was like, fuck off me.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm looking
kind
for
of that energy,
creatine,
like,
bro.
Get the fuck off me. You know what I mean? Like that. The fuck?
Insecure male energy, posturing up.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
This guy's trying to fuck me.
But no, he just made everything feel approachable to an 18-year-old meathead. So he started teaching me these breathing techniques, like for meditation.
And he worked at a supplement store?
He was working there at the time. He was studying for his neuroscience degree at a college.
Wow.
To get his master's.
What a, like, fortuitous coincidence.
Yes.
To run into a dude like that where you're trying to get jacked.
That's life, right?
Right? It is kind of, right? Like, think about it. You're looking for, like, the full meathead path, and you run into a guy who's like, how do you feel? You're like, what? Oh, fuck, I don't feel nothing, bro.
Yeah, I didn't, though. Because nobody was talking about anxiety back then.
Right.
You know, I had crazy performance anxiety. I didn't know that was a thing. I was just like, I was like, I don't feel good. I don't know. What do you mean? Like, nobody was talking about their emotions.
Yeah.
And so he just started teaching me breathing techniques. He taught me up at the meridians, very simple ones that he's like, okay, visualize breathing energy in. This is martial arts stuff, right? So much has to do with breathing. So he was into martial arts as well. He'd be like, all right, I want you to imagine breathing up your governing meridian and your central meridian, which is like right on your spinal cord and up the center line of your body. He's like, all right, breathe in deeply here. How do you feel? And I was like, I just feel more confident. I feel stronger. So he started just teaching me how to do simple stuff like that and then bring it onto like the football field. I was a D lineman. And so I needed to knock people over. Same thing as martial arts, right? I needed to feel grounded. So I needed to connect to my root chakra, which is, you can call it whatever you want, I don't care. But it's like the root part of your body, the primal, ball sack area down there, the gooch, that if you can start to breathe into that area of your body, you will feel more grounded. And you can actually become more grounded. So I started using these techniques just to play football. And by doing so, I was like, I don't really care about studying the system super in depth, but I was just taking the tools that were useful to me. Like literally use these and use them to get stronger, like to bench press more. It was just breathing techniques along with visualization, and they're just following this ancient Eastern medicine.
How did breathing techniques help your bench?
So there's some breathing techniques I'm sure you do in martial arts, right? You put your tongue behind your teeth, and you can start to breathe in deeply. And if you start to visualize, bringing energy down through the crown of your head and then meeting it kind of like in the just below your belly button there, you can just start to build more energy, more power. You're just focusing energy. That's all you're doing. And then if you visualize yourself lifting the weight, you're going to lift it heavier. And so...
How much heavier?
There's a bunch of research. You could look up tons of different strength-based studies that show that visualization increases strength. Like, for example... So that's just kind of a kind of visualization, you think? That breathing exercise? I was just stacking what was known as like basic PETLEP imagery, P-E-T-T-L-E-P imagery, along with these breathing techniques and visualizing a specific way. Oh, I thought that when they say visualization helps performance, I thought it was like long term. I didn't think it was like right before they did a thing. I think it's both. It's like part of training. I think, okay, so there's two types, right? So there's like, for example, there's literally a study you could look up, and it's like a bicep curl. They did the study, there's 4 different groups. The first group just didn't do anything. The second group just did bicep physical curl. The third group did bicep curl plus visualization of doing curls. The fourth group did just visualization. The group that did just the bicep curl and the group that did just the visualization performed the same. They had the same increase in strength, and the group that performed the best was the one that did the visualization plus the bicep curl.
Interesting.
And so there's a bunch of studies like that that just show how when you just stack these different tools together, they can be beneficial. Yes, in the short term. For like a fighter, for example, like this is what I'm training my guys. When we go into fight camp, every single time, we're just training the subconscious to be comfortable being in the setting and just training the subconscious mind, right? We're just wiring, just digging in those grooves of like, this is what's going to feel like. This is going to be the experience, and just wiring it in a way of having success. And then what I do is I notice, I'm like, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel as we go along here? It's like, oh, there's doubt that's coming up. Boom, let's go in there. Let's get rid of that. And it's not an intellectual thing to remove doubt. It's a feeling thing in the body. And honestly, I don't care what we call it. We call it in the chakra. We call it just feeling in the body. You can say, all right, I feel doubt coming up right now at this point in the fight. Why? Well, I have this memory that's created this scar tissue within my nervous system right now because this has happened before, that I believe if I try to do this, then something bad is going to happen. I'm going to lose a fight.
Right.
So we need to actually accept that, right? Zen proverb, what I can't accept won't change. So you use these breathing techniques to accept your way through it. The body kind of relaxes through it. And then we let it go. And then we choose the opposite belief. And that's the alchemy of the process.
Do you know how many people were involved in the study that showed that the visualization right before the performance was better? Jamie, did you find it?
This is a different one. This is about hip
Different
flexors.
one? Hip flexors.
Yeah,
Interesting.
there's a bunch of them out there, though.
Study whether mental training alone can produce a gain in muscular strength. 30 male university athletes, including football, basketball, and rugby players, were randomly assigned to perform mental training of their hip flexor muscles, to use weight machines to physically exercise their hip flexors, or to form a control group which received neither mental nor physical training. The hip strength of each group was measured before and after training. Physical strength was increased by 24% through mental practice. Strength was also increased through physical training by 28%, but did not change significantly in the control condition, whatever that means. What
That
does
just means that people didn't do anything. They didn't visualize, and they didn't do
Oh, in the
hip
control
flexors.
group.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it. I thought they were saying a different thing. The strength gain was greatest amongst football players. Given mental training, mental and physical training produced similar decreases in heart rate, and both yielded a marginal reduction in systolic blood pressure. The results support the related findings of whoever that is, that giant name. Interesting, very interesting. So it definitely has an effect. And it seems like it definitely has a positive effect right before you're performing any kind of athletics.
Yeah, and I think these studies are over like at least a 6-week period of time. So if you want to see like strength-based tests improve over time, like they're incrementally getting stronger, right? It's not just then. They're kind of maintaining that strength, I imagine, as long as they continue to do the visualization.
Yeah, I wonder, that's the thing, is like most people that go to the gym, like most people who are listening to this have regular jobs. If they go to the gym, they don't go visualize.
Yeah, this is peak
Like-
performance stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, this is pro
But
athlete,
still-
this is elite.
Don't you, if you're trying to get better, like what way to, you want to get better, this is good for you too.
Yeah.
I know it sucks. You don't want to visualize your kettlebell routines and visualize your muscles growing afterwards, but it might be worth a go. I'd like to hear from some people that try it. Because if that kind of results, that's pretty.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's pretty nutty, man.
So, like I'm saying, like I did this stuff, and then I actually abandoned my football career because I liked it so much. And I went on and did research. I got a research grant just to look at the effect of using some of these techniques on bench press and performance, and also decreasing anxiety. Because for me, I realized when I was 18, 19, I had crazy anxiety. So I was like, all right, this stuff is helping. Call it meditation, hypnosis, whatever you mean. If you can progressively relax yourself, right? Sitting in a float tank, right? If you can just
Right.
do that, if you can progressively relax yourself, your anxiety is going to go down, your cortisol levels are going to go down, the whole body's going to thrive. And this is actually like connected to so much that has to do with our health, kind of come a full circle. Is I see so much, other professional athletes come to me with these injuries, the physical therapist working on it. Nothing's happening. It's just a nagging injury. Every single time, if I can relax them enough and I can get to the root emotional core of whatever's creating this pain for them, and it's usually emotional. It's actually like a memory or some kind of mental block, like the governor is coming in, right? I'll see it with some guys in like the lower minor leagues. He's trying to go up to the major leagues. And it's like these things will just start to express themselves when they're just about to get to that next level. And if we can move through the emotional side of it, the pain disappears.
Right, but not in all injuries, right? Like, there's got to be like legitimate injuries where guys blow their meniscus out, guys have broken shin bones that have to be
I would say
reconstructed.
stuff that can't be explained. Like a lot of times, right? You go to the doctor, like, I don't know what your issue is. Right? That happens all the time.
Okay, well, that's a different thing. I mean, the realities of physical injuries that guys get from combat sports training are real.
Sure,
If you have bulging discs in your neck and your arm goes numb, it's a real problem.
Yeah.
It's not just an emotional thing.
I'm speaking about things that are like nagging and you're doing the physical therapy and it's not working.
Right.
Okay. If that's you, then
So
that's the
yeah, we got to
path
be
go.
specific, right? So you're talking about like weird stuff that does come up where they're almost like psychosomatic injuries because guys are responding badly to the pressure.
And not even just the pressure. It could just be, it could be an injury that existed before, but it's just not healing. For whatever reason, it's not healing and it's just kind of recurring. If you can get to the emotional root of what keeps that, like I have fun with this now. I always look up whenever someone tells me their injury. I just look at ChatGPT. What is the spiritual emotional connection to this injury? And it's usually right on point. I'll be like, what do you think about this? They're like, oh, yeah, that's
A spiritual
something good.
emotional connection to, but not to like legit injuries like a broken hand.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I
the hand's
mean?
yeah, for sure.
Like someone breaks their hand, they got to get screws and plates
Yes.
in there.
Sure.
Yeah. That's not, you can't look that up on ChatGPT.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
broke his fucking hand. It
I'll
hurts.
give you an example. Like I have so many of these, right? It might be like someone has like a hamstring that's just nagging, right? A lot of
Right.
athletes like, I pop my hamstring and it just won't feel normal again, right?
Right.
I look that type of stuff up. It's like, all right, well, why isn't this going away? I work with like pitchers in Major League Baseball. It's like my hip. It's like, well, why is this coming up now? And usually there's always like some kind of root, and if we can get to it, we can relieve it.
I bet there's a lot of guys too that have, if you think about making a living with your body, you make a living in a sport with your body where you're putting your body through explosive movements that could blow joints out. So there's always this anxiety
Yes.
that all could go away.
Yes.
One twist of the ankle, one blowout. I mean, look at people all the time lose their careers in football and in martial arts because they blow a knee out or they blow their back apart.
Bro, there's only like 10 core beliefs that create fear in athletes that I've seen. Like there's not that many. And one of them is one you're pointing out right now is like,
Life-changing injuries.
will I be able to
Yeah.
sustain it? The core is like, will I be able to sustain this or will I be able to continue to do the thing that I love?
Right.
And of course, like, yeah, if you get injured, then you're gonna lose it all.
Did you ever talk to Weidman after he broke his leg?
I did.
Did you?
I did. Yeah.
Does he
Yeah.
openly talk about that? Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah. I mean, he gave me a testimonial, so I think he's pretty open.
You
Like,
gave him like online so he could talk about
yeah,
it?
yeah. He put like a video testimonial.
He's one of the toughest guys that's ever fought in the UFC. He's an animal. And that guy in his prime was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But that injury that he got is one of the absolute hardest injuries to recover from. That broken leg, when they break their shin in half like that, very few people ever come back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one guy, I believe, that's a heavyweight in Bellator. It happened to him, and he's fighting again and fighting well. I don't know his name. See if you can find his name. But Anderson was never the same after his. Tyrone Spong was never the same after his. Weidman was never the same after his. It's just, and psychologically, it's got to be fucking crazy to think that you threw a super powerful kick that broke your own leg in half. And now you're expected, you went through a year and a half of hell to try to just get to the point where you can hit pads again.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go risk it again. You might kick someone's knee again and break your shin again and do that again. And then you can't walk again.
What we're talking about is like that, just so we have physical scar tissue, it's that emotional scar tissue, It's just like, it's hard for those thoughts not to come back into your head of like, I need to be extra careful here.
Well, they're reasonable thoughts.
Yeah, of
if
course.
you think about it. But it's like Chris had that style. Well, I mean, the kick that he threw in Uriah Hall was full blast. I mean, he fucking ripped that kick. And then when I heard that snap, I've heard that snap a couple of times, and it is the most horrible sound, man. The sound of a bone breaking, like a person's bone breaking, is like, ooh, fuck.
Yeah.
It gets you like in every cell in your body, like, God damn, that's awful. I've seen it a bunch. I've seen it at least half a dozen times. I've seen people get a bone broken.
Yeah, it's traumatizing.
Yeah. To come back from that is very hard, because we're talking about the anxiety of always worrying about getting injured, and then you get injured from maybe a kick you threw, or Tim Sylvia, Frank Mir. Frank Mir broke his arm, or Frank Mir Minotauro, his spiral fracture from that Kimura. Like, coming back from something like that is really hard. But what do you do for a fighter when you're trying to rebuild them? Do you take each fighter as a unique project, and you just want to know everything about them, and how, what bothers them about themselves, what bothers them about their discipline?
So
how do you do it?
I'm going to explain what I do. It's going to sound woo-woo, but I also want to contextualize it with the fact that, like, I didn't believe in anything. Like, it's just my experience of, like, doing this stuff for 17 years now, and just seeing and feeling my way into this art, that now I speak about things that the old me 15 years ago, 20 years ago would be like, shut the fuck up, right? But so what I do with any of my clients is I bring them to a very relaxed state. Like, think of Custody D'Amato, what he did with Mike Tyson. Like, that's what I'm doing with these guys, right? So I'm bringing them almost into a hypnotic state, and I'm bringing them down into this place where they finally let go. They're no longer trying to, like, keep me out, defend, keep up this, like, identity they want to project into the world, so they can actually get to the insecurities, because I don't touch any of the beliefs that are working for them. If someone has positive beliefs, they're successful, I don't touch any of that stuff. All I'm trying to find is their insecurity, their fear, their anxiety, their doubt.
Right.
And so I'm just digging deeper and deeper into their body until we start to, like, think about things they want to achieve. And it's like, ooh, what was twitchy there? Right? Something twitches in them. It's like, oh, I'm feeling like I'm getting angry now. Why are you getting angry? Right? Why do we get angry? It's because we're afraid and we're trying to defend ourselves. And so if I find something like that, I feel into it with them, and then I ask them, I'm like, what do you believe to be true that make you feel this way right now? And if I sit there long and I hold them in that tension, it'll eventually come up. And through that, we can release that belief. We can accept our way through it first. We can release it, and we can reprogram it.
How are you setting this up? Is this actual hypnosis? Are you doing, like, hypnotic techniques?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you learn how to do that?
Same guy, Sensei.
Sensei.
Yeah, this guy.
Does he have a cult?
Yeah.
Does he have a cult that we could join?
A one of one.
So this guy taught you hypnosis techniques as well?
Yeah. He taught me a lot of different things. Hypnosis, NLP, timeline therapy. And then I didn't go on and get a secondary degree. So I created my own degree. I went to a liberal arts school in LA, the mental aspect of human performance. But everything I was learning that was helping me and my teammates, I was learning outside of school. So I was like, I'm not going to go spend $200,000 in getting a secondary degree when I'm learning everything else outside of school. So I've just continued to go to workshops, learn, study with different people who know how to do different techniques. And that's how I learn, very kinesthetically. In the same way that if you're doing martial arts, you're just trying to go to as many masters you can. This guy jiu-jitsu, this guy kickboxing. That's just what I've done. I've gone and tried to find different people who are really good at what they do. And that's how I learn, through doing and actually experiencing the work on myself first. If it works for me, then I try it on my clients. If it works for them, I just keep it going. And I don't have one technique. I use many different techniques. Whatever the moment calls for, that's what I use.
Are there even degrees that you could get in human performance that would sort of match the kind of studying that you're doing?
No.
Like, is there anything, like, if you went to a major university, do they consider human mental performance and human performance, whether it's in athletics or chess or anything like that, where you have to really think through things and deal with pressure? Do they consider that a discipline? Is that something that they study?
I think sports psychology,